At that moment, a massive eye suddenly illuminated the mist, casting an eerie glow across the landscape. From within the fog, a hollow and otherworldly voice echoed, asking in a chilling tone, "Let me see who is in need of a sweet dream." The eye gradually moved closer, its full form slowly emerging from the haze. It revealed itself to be a footless, ghost-like creature that hovered ominously above the thorny ground. Draped in a tattered black robe, it resembled a wraith. Where a head should have been, there was only a single, oversized black eye with a glowing red pupil, partially hidden beneath a sagging hood. It had no true head, just that monstrous, head-sized eye. Its hands were shriveled, gnarled, and purple, resembling the twisted branches of an ancient, dying tree. A resentful black aura radiated from its form, saturating the air with an oppressive presence. Recognizing the creature, the dream demon let out a haunting laugh and spoke mockingly, asking if the cannibal eagle had come seeking a sweet dream. Lin Tion, however, interrupted with a firm tone. He stated that he had no such need. Instead, he proposed a collaboration. He told the dream demon that he wanted to make it the Southern Lord and, in return, asked for its assistance in controlling the dreams of others. The moment Lin Tion mentioned the title Southern Lord, the dream demon's expression, or rather, its pupil, tightened sharply, narrowing to a pinpoint as it locked its gaze on him. In a voice laced with disbelief and contempt, it questioned how a mere goblin dared to speak of such authority. Before the dream demon could react further, the cannibal eagle interjected. With a hint of mockery, it reminded the demon that the golden iguana, which had remained undefeated for years, had been completely destroyed by Lin Tion. Though clearly skeptical, the dream demon paused. The eagle's words carried some weight, and after a brief moment of silence, the demon broke into manic laughter. It declared its willingness to cooperate and eagerly asked whose dream Lin Tion wished to control. Lin Tion, remaining calm and indifferent, replied that it was just a human, nothing particularly special. Pleased, the dream demon agreed with unsettling ease, its eerie laughter echoing ominously through the thorn-covered forest. As the sound faded, the cannibal eagle turned serious. It announced that it would return to report to the great tomb but hesitated briefly. Casting a glance toward Lin Tion, it asked if he was truly certain about appointing the dream demon as the Southern Lord. The eagle warned against underestimating him, reminding Lin Tion that had he faced the Iguana Lord in the south, his chances of victory would have been non-existent. He subtly hinted that the true strength of the Iguana Lord lay in his ability to summon a multitude of monsters. Just then, Lin Tion raised a hand, stopping the eagle. "Wait," he said. "I've come up with a new plan." The sudden declaration caused the dream demon to instinctively retreat a few steps, sensing an immediate threat. Wariness crept into its voice as it asked what Lin Tion was planning. The cannibal eagle, who was all too familiar with goblin tactics, quickly warned Lin Tion. He reminded him that the dream demon was a spiritual entity, one whose powers couldn't be consumed through ordinary means. If Lin Tion betrayed the demon, their alliance would be over before it began. It was clear to the eagle that Lin Tion had other motives. However, Lin Tion offered no response. Instead, he examined the dream demon's attribute panel with a calculating gaze. As expected, the powers of the dream demon were beyond the reach of an ordinary goblin. But Lin Tion was no ordinary goblin. He had another ability, one that defied conventional rules. He had a skill known as abnormal fusion. Merging the dream demon directly into his own body, Lin Tion believed, would allow him to acquire the rare skill of dream control, an ability that was almost unrivaled in the right situation. Dream Demon, Level 84. Race, Undead. Profession, None. Title, Born from Nightmare. Health, 2000. Strength, 690. Defense, 492. Skills, Dream Control, Bewildering Eye, Etherealization. Equipment, none. Overall combat power, 3800. Despite the intimidating stats, the demon's strength wasn't particularly high for an 8th tier monster. In fact, it was no match for creatures like the Iguana Lord. Yet, what made the Dream Demon dangerous was its skill set, especially the Dream Control ability, which could prove fatal in an ambush unless the target possessed extraordinary willpower and could recognize the illusion. Without hesitation, Lin Tion had lunged forward, gripping a dagger and closing the distance in a flash. Reacting quickly, the dream demon had activated etherealization, one of its innate abilities as a spiritual entity. This skill allowed it to phase through physical attacks, rendering conventional weapons useless. Only magic could affect it. Suddenly, the cannibal eagle had shouted in warning, "Don't look into his eyes." But the caution came a moment too late. By then, Lin Tion's gaze had already met the dream demon's. The demon wasted no time. Its bewildering eye activated instantly, sending a hypnotic wave through their locked eyes. Lin Tion's body stiffened, his expression blanking out as he fell into a trance. The demon's second ability, dream control, followed seamlessly. Its massive eyes glowed with a powerful red light, which flooded directly into Lin Tion's mind. Within seconds, Lin Tion's body collapsed, asleep. Seeing this, the cannibal eagle flapped its wings violently, launching a rapid assault against the demon in a desperate attempt to intervene. But the dream demon simply scoffed and said with disdain, "He's finished, Cannibal Eagle Lord." And with that, it plunged into Lin Tion's dream. Inside the dreamscape, Lin Tion awoke clutching his head in pain. As he staggered to his feet, he realized the world around him had changed entirely. Confused, he looked around. Where am I? A volcano? Without warning, a deep rumble echoed through the air. The volcano nearby began to tremble, and molten lava surged from the crater with a deafening roar. The heat was overwhelming. Streams of lava burst from the mountaintop, flooding the terrain with blistering heat. The lava consumed everything in its path, and eventually, it engulfed him too. As the boiling lava swallowed him whole, Lin Tion watched his own flesh vaporize in an instant. The agony was indescribable. It felt terrifyingly real. High above the scene, the dream demon laughed maniacally. "Perish in your own dream. You think you can kill me? Pathetic human." But before it could finish gloating, a fire arrow suddenly shot through the air and struck it directly. The demon hadn't even had time to react. It let out a shriek of pain. Impossible. How? Below, Lin Tion emerged, completely unscathed, swimming casually in the lava, as though it were a hot spring. His voice echoed with calm defiance, "That kind of illusion might fool others, but it's far too early to think it'll fool me." Despite the earlier torment, Lin Tion had turned the dream against the demon and reality had shifted in his favor. If a person's will wasn't resolute, Lin Tion realized, they might genuinely believe they had died and would never wake up again. He had a rough understanding of the dream demon's power. If someone believed they died in the dream, they would truly perish in reality. The creature had attempted to manipulate Lin Tion into thinking he had been burned alive by lava. However, not only did Lin Tion survive, he managed to seize control of the dream. He soared through the air as heavenly thunder rained down, shattering the illusion entirely. A pained scream echoed through the dream realm. The dream demon, wounded within the dream, suffered actual harm and was forcibly expelled from Lin Tion's body, covered in deep gashes. As Lin Tion opened his eyes and returned to the real world, he saw the creature still dazed from its expulsion. Without hesitation, he launched an attack using the fire element of his elemental hand crossbow. The dream demon, unable to activate its etherealization skill in time, was struck and engulfed in flames. Severely injured, it could no longer use etherealization to evade. Screeching in agony. Seizing the opportunity, Lin Tion dashed forward and began devouring the creature, bite after bite. Eventually, he absorbed the skill dream control. However, despite consuming the demon, he failed to acquire etherealization, a divine tier ability he had coveted. Disappointed but undeterred, he extended his hand toward the demon's charred remains and muttered, "Abnormal fusion." A burst of dark energy radiated from his palm, compressing the remains into a glowing orb which he promptly absorbed. It became one with his body. From that moment on, he gained the ability to transform into a spirit and enter the dreams of others to control them. This was not a skill that could be used freely, it required specific conditions. Even if a common goblin had devoured the dream demon and gained dream control, they would still be unable to enter the dreams of others. Suddenly, the cannibal eagle appeared, exclaiming in astonishment, "Little Tion, you're actually fine? You survived the dream demon's power?"